Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me, as always. I'm honored that you're here. It's probably about 1 in the morning and I can't sleep. So I figured, because I have a lot on my mind, I would make this video to help me express myself and share with you all some of the exciting things that I've got going on, which is part of the reason why I can't sleep. So first is that I started learning about and getting more comfortable with a technology called the Thunderstorm Generator, which is from a man named Malcolm Bendall, and he's quite an interesting character, and there's a lot of interesting math behind his theories that is its sort of own body of work. But the Thunderstorm Generator is a practical invention with practical application of dramatically reducing emissions from combustion vehicles. And there's a lot of testing going on, and I was at an event in North Carolina in mid-June to witness the technology myself. It was quite incredible to see and watch as they had the emissions being tested live and results being shown. So I'm still in the process of learning more about the device and how it functions. So I'm going to avoid going into that whatsoever at this point. But there are videos online, in particular from Jordan Collins, whose channel is called Alchemical Science, and he has a video that shows how to build it. There were numerous builds at this event in Greensboro, this Cosmic Summit event. So at this point, I'd really like to get one on one of my vehicles and be able to demonstrate it to people that it's doing its job. There's also the potential to really dramatically improve miles per gallon, but you know, this is something that's basically ongoing development right now of how to best build and apply this technology. So I'm not really sure what the current status is in terms of I know that they had gotten 20% more, but my understanding is that it's huge potential, and there's a technology called GEET, G-E-E-T, and that's Global Environmental Energy Technology, from an inventor named Paul Pantone, who's no longer around, but he had come up with that back in, I want to say, the 80s. And that's quite a fascinating, really intriguing story, and they were getting double, triple the miles per gallon, and sometimes even able to run a completely closed loop system. So anyway, that technology is still around. There's people still doing that, and I actually think it's kind of maybe interesting to look at both and see where they're similar and where they're different. I know that the GEET is using a reactor rod that is free spinning, and that's not present in the Thunderstorm Generator. The Thunderstorm Generator has multiple spheres connected with multiple tubes, but there are similar aspects of the technology, and they both are designed to do the same thing. Malcolm's Thunderstorm Generator is quite recent in comparison to the GEET, but it's getting a lot of interest and excitement. And there's the phenomena of these plasmoids that are becoming embedded in the metal, and they cut apart the Thunderstorm Generator and examine it under a microscope, and they see the formation of these plasmoids and this spherical formations that have embedded themselves into the metal. So there's a lot of really fascinating research on these reactions going on when it's being run. So that alone is quite exciting, and completely aside from the benefits to the environment and people's wallets, the research itself into these plasmoids is quite exciting, and there's been visible plasmoids where people can see them if they overcharge it, which they try to avoid doing. But yeah, so there's some pretty interesting stories of phenomena that people witness when working with this technology. It's something definitely that there are safety protocols for sure that need to be adhered to. I mean, this is new technology, so as with anything, we need to be cautious. So anyway, yeah, that's one of the most exciting things in my life right now. I am definitely interested in seeing how Dan Winner's work with the Planck-Farr formula will align with Malcolm Bendall's work and how they, intersect. And I know Malcolm works a lot with form, and whereas Dan, the Planck-Farr formula, that's sort of his interpretation of the unifying field. And so I'm sort of interested and curious myself to see if the frequencies that Malcolm has located are all able to be calculated using the Planck-Farr formula, and if not, where do they align and where do they differ. So I feel like a lot of the work that's being done right now, and by some of the most exciting science on the planet, researchers are just looking at the same things through different angles, through different lens, and we're all really looking at the same thing. And so finding the language, or finding where work overlays between different people, to me is quite enjoyable. So anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to, I realized I hadn't even mentioned the topic yet on the channel. It's been about a month that I've been getting quite excited about this. And so I wanted to just get the first word out to you all, and curious what you all think. This is Malcolm, someone that has been through a lot in his life, and there's some interesting stories. So it's it's quite a topic. That's all I'll say. It's quite a topic, and it's not the type of thing that you can just Google search and expect to get something reliable. I'll just put it that way. There's big interest that may want to stop this work. So just want to point that out, that there's certain people here on the planet that have a history to standing up against authority, and there are certain consequences that come with that. But I think how we handle those, how anyone in that situation handles those circumstances, sort of shows the perseverance and how much they really care about getting the work done. So I admire people that go up against the status quo and against the way things have been done, or say we're all ready for a change. Put it that way. We don't need the status quo or the way that it's always been done. We can use our minds to think critically and take into account the way things have been done in the past, while knowing that we have the opportunity to create a fresh present moment for ourselves and really objectively think, okay, yes, it was done that way before. Do we want to continue it, or can we open our minds to better ways of doing things, whether it's driving a car or healing or whatever part of human life we want to look at? There's opportunity to improve all of it. So let's just have a positive mind and just remember that this is a really bright future. So it's an exciting time to be alive. So thank you so much. I'm honored that any and all of you join me, and I consider this more of a group effort, really, because let's be honest, if no one was watching this, then it might be hard for me to continue. So I'm just very, very grateful for you all joining. Again, what is a collective moment that transcends space and time. So really, I just consider this like a nice little group of friends. So, cheers, friends. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for being here on this planet at this critical moment in human history. All right, so much love. Have a great night.